All right, for my next player prop, I'll stay in the running back room here, and I'll stay in that Steelers game we talked about earlier. I like Jalen Warren receiving yards in this game to go over the number of 20 and a half. And we've talked a lot about the Steelers team when Russell Wilson took over as the starting quarterback. That it looked like Russell Wilson finally got that monkey off of his back of what transpired at the tail end of his time with Seattle and the debacle that happened in Denver with Sean Payton. Um, and then George Pickens got hurt for the Steelers team, and the offense kind of fell off a cliff. But I think the one constant, not only this season but also last year, that they could rely on, at least in the passing game, was a guy like Jalen Warren for this Pittsburgh Steelers offense. I know Najee, or I should say, Coach Mike Tomlin loves Najee Harris. He wants to keep him involved, but we know that we start that shift between Jalen Warren getting more of the snap counts and the workload versus Najee. And Warren has been absolutely fantastic for this team in the passing game in particular. I know he didn't get it done a lot last week against the Cincinnati Bengals, but the two meetings that they did have this season against the Baltimore Ravens, Jalen Warren in those two games, 5 receptions, 5 targets for 44 receiving yards. Then back in November, he had 4 receptions, 4 targets for 27 yards. And then prior to last week, he had 2 games, including the Ravens game, of 40 plus receiving yards. And he's done this more times than not, especially in the second half of the year. 29 against the Commanders, 27 against the Ravens, like I mentioned, 55 against the Bengals earlier this season, 25 against the Browns. So I think this is a good opportunity that, again, when I do expect the Steelers team to be trailing at some point in this game, whether it's by a touchdown or by multiple possessions, that you want to get down the field, stay ahead of the sticks, and you get that ball to Jalen Warren and let him do his thing when it comes to the passing game. So Jalen Warren has been good to me this season, last season. I'm going to continue riding on his receiving yards prop here, Sleepy. I'm going to go over 20 and a half receiving yards for Jalen Warren.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with this one either. I think that Pittsburgh, they realized that Russell Wilson's not going to be the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers to go out there and just put up 40 points every week. So they need to kind of manufacture some yards. And if you can't get them on the ground, and this is not the team that you want to try to run the football against, and Baltimore is very good against the run. I think with what you were saying, that Baltimore being a decent sized favorite in this one, that Pittsburgh's going to have to look to go ahead and throw the ball. I could see them in a couple 2-minute offenses here where Warren's out there and it's, hey, let Russell Wilson go ahead and make some easy throws. And they probably will ease him into the game too, just to go ahead. And it's not like Russell Wilson needs to be eased into the game, but just to go out there and get the flow a little bit, that's going to be Jalen Warren out of the backfield. So I don't have a problem with this one at all. I wouldn't be surprised if he got this one before halftime. I could just see Pittsburgh being down, going into halftime, having the ball just like a 2-minute drill. Jalen Warren getting some easy stuff, and maybe Pittsburgh kicking a field goal or something like that, just to have a little momentum going into halftime. But yeah, I'd be with you before I'd ever be against you on this one.